I want to talk about something that is one of my biggest values. Well, my biggest value is freedom. Freedom doesn't mean that I freedom for me means that I feel confident and I feel comfortable all the time. I'm not self-conscious. I don't have any resentments. I can, be who I want to be. That's my biggest value. My other biggest value, one of them, kindness is a big value. I have a lot of values, but another value that's really important to me is integrity. And I just want to share in my own life ways of integrity that I have seen because it's always been important to me since I was a little kid. So, for example, when I was 18 years old, I was doing this modeling thing, and the guy who ran the modeling thing came up and said, "Hey, do you want to come upstairs?" I said, "No." And he goes, "Well, if you come upstairs, then you could get the supermodel thing." I'm not even tall enough to be a model, so. But at the time, he said, "If you come upstairs, you would get $300,000." And I said, "No, thank you." He said, "Are you sure?" I said, "I'm sure." He said, "Are you sure?" I said, "I'm sure." And my heart was pounding. I was so scared, but I kept saying no. I did not want to go up there. And he got up. He was sitting next to me. He got up and he said, "Okay." And then he walked to the door and he goes, "You're making a big mistake." And I said, "Okay." And he closed the door and I made the best decision. I was so thankful I had said no. And it just really made me feel confident about myself because I wasn't going to do anything with anybody just because of money. It has to be love. It has to be a real reason. And then another time, just a couple of years after that, it's the theme of $300,000, I think, in my life here. But another time, my agent called up and he said, "Karen, we got you a great new job. You're going to love it. It's so cool. You're going to be on billboards all across the country." And I said, "Wow, that's so cool. What is it?" And he goes, "Oh, they're paying you $300,000. I said, "Oh my God, that's so cool. What is it?" And he said, "Virginia Slims." And I said, "I can't do it." And he got mad because he would have gotten 10%. But I said, "I can't do it." And he said, "Why?" I said, "Because," he goes, you don't have to smoke cigarettes in the commercial." I said, "That doesn't matter. I don't see how cigarettes is good for anybody. Why would I want to do it? I can't do that. I cannot do something that I think could be harmful to somebody." Yeah, he was really mad, but it worked out because right after that I got another job for 4.5 years and I made a lot of money, way more than that $300,000. So, so the integrity thing is so important, and part of how I feel about it, I'm not talking about the actual definition in the dictionary, but for me, the way I think of integrity is I feel good before I do something, I feel good after I do something, and I feel good while I'm doing it. That's one of the reasons I like being so kind. I'm kind because it feels good to be kind. I'm kind because while I'm being kind, I feel good. And I'm kind afterwards because even if the other person is being unkind, I'm being kind and I feel better. I don't even I don't even care if somebody's mean because I'm kind and I can only take care of this little area here that is me. I work on my kindness and that's how it works. Does that make sense? So integrity to me, it's also that word integrous, meaning it's part of the whole. And that wholeness is so key. That wholeness. And for me, wholeness means where my body, my mind, my heart, my spirit, and my thoughts are all going in the same direction. That's one of the things I teach my clients. So I guess what I'm teaching my clients in a way is integrity, but it's more than that because it's more than that. But that is how I think of integrity. My spirit loves everybody. My spirit loves you. And so if I'm not loving you, I'm out of integrity. That's why I love everybody. I love being in integrity. So I might be able to, I can do things like say, "Oh, this is not something I want," but I'm not out of integrity because I'm not hating on it. I'm not hating the people. I'm just seeing something. I have discernment instead of judgment, instead of hatred. And that discernment is something that to me feels really good. So I can make choices in my life, but I love everybody while I'm making the choices. And then sometimes I might love somebody, but not want to deal with them, or might not want to go down that same street that they're walking on. I have discernment, but I'm not afraid, and I'm not angry, and I'm not going to make hate somebody or do anything like that. For me, integrity, part of integrity in the way I use it in my own life, is that I love everybody, because that means I'm connected with my spirit. I see the best in you, and I'm going to love you. And you might be however you're going to be, and I don't care. That's part of what integrity is to me. But it really also is about being honest. It really also is about caring about others. If there's something I'm doing and that it's not good for someone else, I just don't do it. It's just not who I am. So that's all I want to say. I'm bringing integrity into everything I do as much as I can, and I invite you to do it too, because it feels so wonderful.